All right, hi everyone. Welcome. I'm René de los Santos. In today's sequence, we can focus on them quads, right? So, we all know the quads are very important for our everyday health. For walking and for standing and basically for almost everything we do in our every day. So it's important to keep those muscles of the body nice and strong. Not simply flexible, we also want them strong. So we have to combine both of those things to keep them nice and pliable and able to help us, when we need them. All right. So for this sequence, you're going to need one block. There's two. I'm just showing you two blocks that you could potentially use. I prefer the thicker one. So this cork one is a little thicker than this one. But if you can't get the thicker one, this one the thinner one will have to do. If you have an opportunity, I would get the foam thicker one. This is the cork one. It's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder. But if you can't get a foam one, a cork one is fine. If these aren't available, right, you don't have one lying around the house, a good cushion, right? It doesn't have to be super thick. Regular couch cushion, those are nice. You can use them between the legs, which we're going to do now. Those will do in a pinch, but I prefer these because these make you work a little bit harder. All right, so let's put this off the side. Everything that we can do an all-around practice, but that's going to be our focus in our quads. So to start, before getting into into moving our bodies into a little flow, things like that, I want us to prep our body by prepping the quads first, and I really want you to feel that quad engagement that I want us to work with now, right? The sooner you can start feeling that in your body, the better. Okay. So what you want to do is to start off is you want to sit, away from the back of your chair. You want to sit in a way that you want to sit up nice and tall. And you want to sit in a way that your knees are above the ankles, right? So they're bent. Your knees are bent at 90 degrees. So you don't want the heels too much back or too much forward, right? So you just want that balance of the pose. Okay. So once you have that, you grab your block, and then instead of this wide, right? You want it on this side, right? So you want it on this width, on the smaller width. And you want to place that between your legs. And as best you can, I prefer that if you get the block, I want you to bring it as close into your pelvis, pelvic bone in, right, like you're hugging it in, rather than having the block out here, okay? Because that makes it a little bit harder and a little bit less stable than if you place the block all the way in against the pelvic bone, right? So you hug it in, right? So once you hug it in, take a moment here to check your legs. So again, your knees are bent at 90 degrees. Then the important thing here is you want to bring the big toes to touch and the inside of your heels to touch against each other, okay? So you bring them in here. Now, once you do that, you don't even have to do anything else, and you should already start feeling like the inside and the quads, inside of your legs and the quads already start to engage, okay? So you don't have to do much, okay? Now we're going to take it up a notch, of course, because we want to start prepping the quads. So sit up nice and tall. I'm going to place my hands on top of my lap. You can bring the hands to the side and grab the side of your chair, but I'm going to use here. Now, if sitting up nice and tall in this particular position by having the block here is a little bit rough on you, you can always sit, back and kind of rest your back against the back of your chair, as long as you're able to keep your feet in the same position that we started off with. Okay, so we want to play with that. Again, if going all the way back, you lose that position, you can always put like some sort of big cushion here in the back to support your back, okay? All right, so set up. You have the block between the legs. And then sit up nice and tall. And then ever so gently, I want you to start pressing your inner legs between the block. Just squeeze, right? And you should sit up nice and tall. You should start feeling, again, the quads engaged. Okay, so that's the first action I want us to do here. And then the second action I want to do to really kind of take it up a notch. So as you squeeze in, I want you to imagine, well, not imagine, but create the action of pulling your quads up towards the hips. Okay, so gently press the block against in, and then ever so slightly create the action of pulling your quads muscles like you're trying to pull them up towards your hips. Okay, sit up nice and tall. And when you do that, right, everything's engaged. You feel the quads working. Again, you don't have to do it strongly, just subtle, right? Again, pressing the block between the legs and ever so lightly create the action as drawing the quads up towards your hips. Good, take a breath. then exhale, release. Okay, good. Whew. Stretch it out. Again, very simple stuff, but it's incredible how much the quads really fire up. So that's good. All right, let's get into our sequence. We're going to start moving a little bit just to, because we need to balance everything in a nice practice. And we'll come back to that block and use it again to work on those quads. All right, so again, sit up close to the edge of your chair. Have your feet again, have your knees bent at 90 degrees. Stand up nice and tall, arms to the side. As you inhale, sweep the arms up, press the feet, reach the arms up towards the sky. Good. Exhale, hands down. Again, inhale, press the feet, reach the arms up towards the sky, look up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Again, inhale, press the feet, reach the arms up to the sky, reach. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Interlace the fingers and then inhale. Just swoop the arms. So come forward as you swoop the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release the arms. Good, good. Sit up nice and tall. On your next inhale, turn your head over to the right. Okay. Just trying to knock some things off, right? Let's let that rest off in our body. All right, turn the head over to the left, nice and slow. You don't have to make it quick or anything. Good. Come back to center. Look up. Look down. Okay, so keep pressing your feet even when we're just focusing on our upper part of our body. I still want you to press your feet down, right? And keep your knees at 90 degrees as best you can, right? And remind yourself that you want your knees to buckle up. You just want to keep everything contained, right? So back to mountain pose, sit up nice and tall, right? Good. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, slowly release down, kind of roll your shoulder blades down, right? Then inhale, roll your shoulder blades up. Okay. Hug everything up. Exhale, slowly roll your shoulder blades down. You want to feel the back of your shoulder blades, it's almost like you're gentle squeezing your shoulder blades behind, right? So then inhale, I'm going to roll my shoulder blades up. And as I exhale, I'm going to slowly roll my shoulders back so I can feel my shoulder blades coming towards each other. They're like hugging towards each other as I bring them down. Again, inhale, I'm going to bring my shoulders forward so I can bring them up, right? So I'm kind of creating these little circles with my shoulders, right? Forward and back. So as I come down, I'm going to hug my shoulder blades towards each other so I can feel the shoulder blades work. Then I'm going to come down, I'm going to inhale, I'm going to roll my shoulders forward so I can bring my shoulders up, right up towards my ears. Then as I exhale, I roll my shoulder blades, my shoulders back so I can feel my shoulder blades, my scapula hugging towards each other, right? And one more of these, like nice simple circles, right? So again, inhale, I shrug my shoulders up, right, there you go. And then exhale, everything comes down. Nice, good, good. Nice. All right, from here, I want you to bend your elbows, right? Okay, so instead of bending the elbows and bringing your shoulder blades back, I want you to bend the elbows and then bring the elbows forward towards the front of your body, right? So the palms are facing your face, and then slowly raise your elbows up to about shoulder height. Okay, so keep it there, and then imagine that, right? You have your elbows about shoulder width, right, shoulder height, and then imagine you're trying to press them down, right? You're trying to bring the elbows down, but somebody's pushing you up and trying to push you up and hold you up, and you're trying to resist that. So you're not going to bring your elbows down. You're staying right there where your shoulders are, and you're trying to press down, and then somebody's trying to press you up, and you're resisting, right? So imagine you're trying to press down, and somebody's pushing you up, and you're kind of there, right? You're kind of the stasis mode, right? And you're there, right? And you're figuring out, okay, what do I want to do? Okay, what that's going to do, you're going to feel the back of your shoulder blades. All right, the scapula, you're going to feel that. Okay, feel that. And then slowly, inhale, open the elbows away, open the arms up. So open it, keep the elbows bent, slowly bend. All right, open the elbows up to the width of your shoulders. Turn the palms away from you, nice and slowly. Okay, good. Then again, slowly come back. Right, bend the elbows in towards the body. Sit up nice and tall. Keep pressing the feet. All right. Raise the elbows a little bit higher, again, to the height of your shoulders. And again, imagine you're trying to press your elbows down, but somebody's trying to resist and they're kind of pushing you up. So you're kind of that, stuck between like going down and going up, but you're pressing it. And that helps to engage the back of your shoulder blades, okay? Good, you want to feel that. Okay, good. Breath. Then very slowly again, take your time. Open up the elbows. Turn the palms away from you. Everything's slow, nice and controlled. You want to feel, this is really nice because it gets an action of the shoulder, the scapula that we often don't think about. Good. Then I'm going to open my elbow slightly back this time now to fully engage my scapula behind, right? And the rhomboids and all that sort of stuff. There's several stuff back there, several muscles, and that feels really good. Slowly exhale, lower the arms down to the side, nice and slow. Good, breathe. Okay, we'll add a twist. And then we'll start quickly going into the parts of the body of the quads we want to get to. So right hand to the back of your chair, left hand on top of the right knee. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Okay? Twist to the right. Okay, good. Take a breath. Keep pressing your feet down. I want you to feel your feet on the floor and use your feet as anchor points. Exhale, come back. This go to the other side. So left hand to the back of your chair, right hand top of the left knee. So as you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist, and again, use your feet as anchor points and your sit bone as well. So press those things into the floor to help stabilize you as you lift and twist, as you lift your spine up and twist, okay? So again, anything that's touching like the floor, in this case, our chair can count as the floor, right? Our feet and our sit bones. I want you to press those gently into the floor to help lift you up and engage you. Okay, slowly come back. Okay, back to center. Inhale, raise the arms up, look up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good. All right, so let's add a little flow sequence just to get our blood flowing. Then we're going to, again, come back to those quads so we can really work them. All right, so again, we're kind of saving the legs for last because that's the part we really want to focus on, but we'll get there, right? All right, so let's come into a flow sequence. This time we're going to do a little bit different. Instead of folding all the way down, we're just going to lean forward about 45 degrees and reach our arms back just to keep working the scapular muscles just a little bit. Okay, so get sit. In that's 90 degrees, right? Tandasana, the mountain pose that we've referenced in the past. Okay, again, the knees are bent 90 degrees, hips are aligned with the knees. You're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so press your feet to help you sit up nice and tall. Sit bones as well. Press them down. Then inhale, swoop the arms up. And as you exhale, all you do is lean forward about 45 degrees and then swing the arms back and then reach the fingertips to the back wall, right? Okay, tuck your chin in slightly to help lengthen the back of your neck. Press your feet, and then inhale, come all the way up. Swing the arms up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Again, arms to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look up. And as you exhale, again, forward fold about 45 degrees. Press your feet, swing the arms back. Tuck the chin in slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. And then reach the fingertips back as you're trying to reach the back wall. Press your feet down. Then inhale, slowly sit up, swing the arms up to the sky, look up, exhale, hands in prayer. Again, inhale, swing the arms up, look up, exhale again, forward fold about 45 degrees, swing the arms back, press your feet down, tuck the chin, right? And then reach the arms back, your fingertips, as if the fingertips are trying to reach the back wall and you're trying to touch them. You know, obviously you're not going to get there, but you want to get, want to feel that action of doing that. And then slowly come up, swing the arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good, again, one last time, then inhale. Swing the arms up, look up. Okay, as you exhale, come forward about 45 degrees, swing the arms back. Again, reach the fingertips to the back wall, press your feet down. And then really, as you reach the hands back, you feel the scapular work. And then inhale, come all the way up, press the feet, reach up, look up. Again, exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Now let's start working a little bit more. We're going to add to this sun salutation. We're going to start working that. Now we can incorporate the legs a little bit more. And then we're going to come back to the quads more directly. Okay. So sit up nice and tall, arms to the side. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, again, fold so you can reach the arms back, right? Press the feet, right? Tuck the chin in slightly and then reach the fingertips like you're trying to reach the back wall. Then as you come up, instead of bringing the arms up, just sit up, but just draw the right knee into the body, right? Hug it in, right? Grab the top of your right knee with the hands, and then sit up nice and tall. Good. Flex your toe, so your foot. So then instead of pointing your foot down, point your toe toes up, and your foot up. Sit up nice and tall. Okay, bring the foot to the floor. We'll do the other leg. So bend the left knee into the body, hug it in. Sit up nice and tall. Then flex the left foot, right? Flex up, sit up nice and tall. Good. Okay, bring the foot to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Then inhale. Reach up towards the sky. Okay, good. Exhale again, forward fold about 45 degrees, right? Swing the arms back, tuck the chin in, right? Lengthen the back of the neck. Reach the fingertips back towards the back wall, right? You want to feel the scapula work towards, move towards each other. And then slowly sit up nice and tall as you reach the arms up. Look up, keep pressing the feet, right? Then exhale, hands in prayer. Good. Let's do that pattern again. So as you again, inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Press your feet to help lengthen up. Right? Then exhale, come down about 45 degrees. Swing the arms back, right? Really reach the fingertips to the back wall so you can feel the scapula move towards each other, right? Lengthen the back of the neck. Press your feet. Then slowly, as you come up, instead of swinging the arms up, you want to draw the right knee in, hug it in. Sit up nice and tall, then flex the right toe, foot up, right? And then your left foot, I want you to press it gently into the floor so that everything is kind of nice and stable. Okay, release the foot, the legs, and then draw the left leg in. Again, sit up nice and tall, flex the left foot up, right? You want to feel engagement of the whole body, the whole leg by flexing the foot. Okay, bring the foot to the floor. Sit up nice and tall, arms to the side. Then inhale, reach the arms up, press your feet, look up. Then exhale again, come down about 45 degrees, swing the arms back, hug the shoulders towards each other, and again, reach the fingertips as you're trying to reach the back wall. Okay, lengthen the back of the neck by tucking your chin in slightly. Then slowly sit up, nice and slow as you press your feet, swing the arms up nice and slow, sit up nice and tall, right? Reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good, we'll do one more of this sequence with the same pattern, but we're gonna add a little twist when we draw the knee in, just to keep it different, right? Keep it nuanced there, right? So sit up nice and tall. Then inhale, swing the arms up, look up, and then exhale, swing the arms back as you lean forward about 45 degrees. Reach the hands back, the fingers reach like you're trying to reach the back wall so you can hug the shoulder blades towards each other. Then as you sit up, right, draw the right knee in, right, grab the knee with the hands, sit up nice and tall, flex the right foot, right, then keep the left hand on the knee, and then with the right hand release the right arm, then swing it over to the right. So again, try to sit up as tall as you can without slouching down, right, so that without rounding your back. Keep sitting up as nice, tall as you can as you swing the right arm over to the right. Okay, come back, grab, right, come back to center, release the foot. We'll do the other side. So as you inhale, right, draw the left knee into the body, hug it in, flex the left toes, sit up nice and tall, right? So I'm gonna sit up. Then keeping the right hand on the knee, I'm gonna release the left arm, I'm gonna swing to the left. As I twist to the left, swing the left arm to the left, right? And again, sit up nice and tall. You don't wanna round the back, right? That puts a lot more weight and strain on the lower back. You wanna sit up as tall as you can, and then come back to center, right? Release the foot to the floor, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, swing the arms up towards the sky, press your feet, lengthen up. Then exhale again, swing the arms back as you lean forward about 45 degrees, tuck your shin in to lengthen the back of the neck. Reach the fingertips back, right? You want to feel like you're really trying to hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And then inhale, slowly sit up as you swing the arms up towards the sky. Keep pressing the feet. I want you to keep working those legs, right? Exhale, hands in prayer. Good, take a breath here, okay? Take a few breaths, actually, just to settle in. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna start working those legs a little bit more, specifically focus now on the quads. We might hit a little bit of the hips just to give a little bit of balance, but we are gonna get to those quads as much as we can, okay? So before we get more into the quads, I want you to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. So again, you wanna keep that same balanced pose, same seated mountain pose that we want. That means in this case, the left knee has to, you want it to be, the left knee bent at 90 degrees. Again, the heel not too back or too forward. You want that balance, okay? Now, when you stack the right ankle on top, your right knee might come up, it might come up really high, which means your hips are tight, and it is what it is. So as best you can, don't force it as best you can. You do want to bring the knee, encourage the knee, the action of coming down, so that, because we want to work the right hips here. Okay, so don't just like, if I can't go anywhere, I'm just going to keep the knee up. Yeah, it's fine. Don't force it down, but you want to bring the knee down enough that you start feeling that right hip engage. Okay, so just come down enough so you go, okay, good. I feel something nice. It's working, right? I'm working my hip there, and that's where you want to be. Okay, so wherever you happen to be with your leg, right? So all you have to do here to brace yourself, because we're going to do a simple forward fold. With the right hand, I want you to grab the right knee, and then with the left hand, just kind of, brace the sole of the right foot and just kind of gently grab it. So I like to grab almost at the top where the ball of the foot is. I just like to grab it and kind of cup my toes with that left hand. Okay, so everything's kind of braced. Now to add a little bit more, encourage the hips to work a little bit more. You want to engage the muscles there a little bit more, and we do that by pressing the hands towards each other as if you're trying to squeeze your shins together, and that shin together, right? So all you have to do is very gently, is like you're trying to press the right hand, you gently press it against the knee, and then the left hand press it against the ball of the right foot, and just press it as you're trying to press your shin towards each other, like you're trying to squish, right, like a bottle or something, right? So you do that, and when you do that, you're going to feel your right hip engage, and that's what you want. You're going to feel that right hip. Okay, now do that for a couple breaths just to feel that action in the body. Again, like you're trying to squeeze the shin together with the hands. You're trying to squeeze it in. Okay, so you do that, and you should feel the hip. Okay, now to add a little bit more, I want you to sit up nice and tall, and all you're going to do is hinge forward. Okay, hinge from the hips forward about couple degrees, right? Enough, you're going to feel the right hip right away. So it has the double action of pressing the shin together with the hands, lengthening the spine, right? And then slowly hinging from the hips. What you don't want to do is, you don't want to lean forward from the back. So you want to round the back. You don't want to round the back forward, because that's not really using your hips, right? You're just using the back, and that's not doing anything, right? Quite frankly. So the way to get really nice in the hips there, again, press the shins together, sit up nice and tall, and all you're going to do is hinge from the hips, right? Just slowly hinge from the hips forward, and you're going to feel that right hip really engage, okay? So notice, well, if you had a shot from me from the back, you would notice that my back's flat, okay? It's not rounded. My back is not rounded, okay? So you want to keep that. So the action here comes from the hips, so hinge forward from the hips, not from the back, okay? Take a breath. Press that left foot into the floor, and then come back up. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, so left ankle top of the right knee, right? And then again, the same action. Don't worry that your left knee comes way up. You do want to encourage it to come down enough so that you still you start feeling that hip, the left hip right away. Okay, so let's create more action in the hip by, holding it, keep compacting the shin together so you can start feeling the left hip a little bit more. So you do that with your left hand. Kind of braced the left knee. Then with the right hand, you want to I like to, again, kind of cup the ball of the left foot with my hand, and then kind of wrap my fingers around the toes there, just to keep everything there, okay? So then I gently press, and then as you gently press, you're going to start feeling that hip, left hip is starting to engage. And then all I have to do to get a little bit more stuff there is like inhale, sit up nice and tall. I'm going to press my right foot down. I'm going to press my sit bones down, and then all I have to do is hinge from the hips forward. Again, don't round your back, hinge from the hips. Doesn't have to be much. You're going to start feeling that left hip nice. And keep pressing your hands towards each other as if you're trying to squeeze your poor shin together, right? You're trying to squeeze, and you're going to feel that left hip engage, okay? So I'm going to go a little bit further down. I'm going to still keep hinging from the hips. You don't want to round the back. You want to hinge from the hips, because the action comes from the hips, not from your back, right? Not from your shoulders. So hinge from the hips, and you're going to feel that, okay? Press your right foot into the floor to keep you a little bit, again, create more action there. Take another breath. And then roll up. Okay, good. Okay, release the foot. Whew. All right, now let's hit the quads in the way that we want to work for ourselves. Okay, so before we get to the block to get us a little bit much more work in our quads, all we have to do here, very simple. Okay, so before we use the block, very straightforward. I'm going to bring my hands to grab the outside of the chairs just to give me some support. I'm going to try to sit up nice and tall. And all I'm going to do is raise the right foot off the floor about a foot or two, and just raise the foot off. Okay, so I'm there. You can feel the hip. Not much, but I can feel it. Then very slowly, straighten that leg. So straighten the leg as best you can, right? So straight, straight, straight. And if you can't fully straighten it, that's okay, right? It's not a big whoop. It's not a big deal, okay? Now, hold it there, and then ever so slightly, see if you can get the quad muscles. Maybe when we were sitting, I had you kind of engage the quad muscles up towards the hips. See if you can do the same thing here. So gently, like if you're trying to pull the quad muscles up towards your hip, just and then slowly bend the knee so you can bring the foot down. All right, let's do the other side. So again, take your time. We're not in a hurry here. I just want you to feel, I already feel my quad there working. Okay, so lift the left foot off the floor about a foot or two. Right? So sit up nice and tall. You don't want to round the back. So sit up nice and tall. Right? I like to flex my toes, my foot. Well, in this case, my foot. My toes, so I can feel the leg working already, right? You can feel the top of the hip. Then begin to slowly straighten that left leg, right? Again, straighten it as much as you can. Okay, and then hold it there. And then I like to flex my toes slightly back so I can start feeling the top of the quad there. And then the same action we did with the right leg, ever so slightly, try to create the action of trying to pull the quads like up towards the hip, just slightly, right? Slightly, and I can do that. I can feel the muscle going up, and that works the quad. Take a breath. Right, you can feel that, and then slowly bend the knee, bring the foot to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Good. All right. Before we do the block, right, one last time with the legs, with no block in between them, right? So again, grab the side of your chair. Okay. Again, have the feet, again, that seated mountain pose, right? Knees bent at 90 degrees. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the side of my chair for support. Then I'm going to lean slightly back so I can begin to raise one leg or even both legs. I'm going to try to raise both legs up. Okay. So I'm going to lean slightly back, so give me that support. And then again, ever so slightly, imagine I'm trying to pull my quad muscles, engage my quad muscles up slightly, okay? So as I lean back, and the way you can do that to engage the quad muscles, imagine as if you're trying to, the toes, like you're trying to pull the toes back towards you, slightly. So by creating the action as if you're trying to, you're gently pulling the toes back towards you, right? They're like, instead of flexing them, like imagine you're trying to pull the toes towards you, right? Flex them towards you. And when you do that, you should feel the quad muscles work, okay? Slowly, okay? Bring the legs to the floor. Sit up, okay? Now, this is hard to bring both legs up. You can do one leg at a time. So one way to do it, the same thing, right? We already did this already with one leg and the other, right? You can lean slightly back, right? Extend that leg, one leg, the right leg in this case, and then flex the toes back towards you, right? As you lean back a little bit. You lean back a little bit, that's going to help engage the quad. Okay, then come back up. Let's do the other side for balance, right? So lean back a little bit. So you can extend the left leg, and then the toes, instead of flexing the foot, flexing away from you, extend it away from you, you want to flex it towards you. And when you do that, the quad should engage. Good. All right, slowly bend the knee. Sit up. Okay, good. Inhale, press the feet, reach up, right? Good, good. Good. Exhale, hands in prayer. Let's add a twist here just to kind of balance things out. So with the right hand to the back of the chair, left hand. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Okay, so twist. Take a few breaths here. Okay, come back, and then let's do the other side. So left hand to the back of the chair, right hand top of the left knee. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Good. Good. All right. Nice. Shake it off. Right. Whew. Shake it off. All right. So we'll do the block thing. This is going to be really could be really intense for you, but it's really good. So here we go. So we're going to come back to get in the block. So grab your block, whatever block size you're going to use. I'm going to use the thicker block here. And again, just place the block between the legs. So the block kind of rests between, right against your pelvic bone there. Okay, so now, again, you want to sit in mountain pose, right? Which means that you want your knees at 90 degrees, bent at 90 degrees. Okay, then in this case, you want to bring the big toes and the inside of your feet and heels to touch, right? So it's a nice, you already, without doing much, you're working your quads. Okay, so I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to bring my hands onto the top of my knees, and then again, press the block between the thighs, right? So press it. Okay, that's one action. And the second action I want you to do, and we already did this in our prep. Okay, as you press, create the action as if you're trying to pull the quads up towards the hips. Okay, so it's very gentle. So press it, then like create the action of like pulling those muscles up. Okay, good, nice. Take a breath. Okay, exhale, release. Whew. Shake it off. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be much, but these simple poses really help to engage that. Okay, all right, I'm going to shake it off first. I'm going to do that again, but we're going to add a variation to that just to add, you know, add stuff, right? We want to add stuff to, again, build the strength in this area of the body. All right, again, so sit in the mountain pose, right? Again, knees bent at 90 degrees. You want to bring the big toes to touch. The inside of your feet and your heels are going to touch. Okay, now, here you go. I'm going to grab the side of my chair, so give me some support here. So I'm going to grab it. Okay, now, here you go. This is where it gets interesting. Okay, so this time, again, gently press the block between the legs as you sit up nice and tall. And then slowly begin to raise and straighten that right leg, right? Doesn't have to go high, just as high as it feels comfortable. And then once you have it there, keep pressing the block between the legs, and then keep pressing, and then as you keep pressing, bring the foot down, okay? Good. So what you don't want to do, and it will come, I'll make it clearer on the other side. What you don't want to do is when you raise the leg and bring it down again, you don't just want to raise it and lower it down. As you raise and lower it, I want you to create that subtle action of pressing against your inner leg against the block, just to create, again, working those quads, okay? So sit up nice and tall. And again, as you keep gently pressing the block between the legs, I want you to keep doing that action as you raise the left foot and straighten that left leg, right? Slowly. So it's not about hurrying here. You want to be slow. Okay, so use the pressing of the block between the legs to help you raise the leg. Then slowly again, come down again. That's intense. Slowly come down again, nice and slow, nice and slow. Again, keep pressing between the inner block with the legs, and then sit up. Oof, good. This is tough. So shake it off, right? So we don't have to do many of these, again, to feel the inner quads. You can also feel the inner legs, and that's sort of the point as well, right? So again, we know the quad muscles are really important for everyday walking, things like that. But part of having good, strong quads, it also helps our knees, because they connect really strong here, right, to the knees. But also the quads move up, right, and the quads connect all the way up to the hips. So all this stuff is really important to build up, because you know those areas of the body are ones we use every day, and we have to build a strength. So strong quads equate to stronger knees, right, and then stronger hips. Okay, good. So we're going to balance this off by doing a little bit of hamstrings, just to balance those things up, but we'll come back to those shortly. Okay, so we'll do one more of these. Okay, so again, place the block between the thighs. Again, rest the block towards the pelvic bone. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure the knees are bent at 90 degrees. Right, I'm going to grab the side of the chair again. I'm going to lean slightly back, and then this time I'm going to raise both legs. Keep pressing the blocks together. Okay, and then we don't have to go any more than that. So we could straighten the legs, but that's going to be hard. I wouldn't do that today, because I think it's really hard. You don't have to go more than that. So you don't have to raise the knees up super high, just enough, maybe a foot or two off the floor, 2 feet off the floor. And then all you have to do is, as you lean back, just press the block between the legs, right? Okay, good. I'm going to create the subtle action of trying to pull my quads back towards my hips, so I can feel the quads really nice and engaged. I'm going to bring the inside of my feet together to touch again, so that everything is contained, and slowly come back up. Woo! Good, good. All right, shake it off. Good. All right. Nice. All right, so we're going to do one standing pose. That's it. And the standing pose is going to help to balance the quads, work by focusing on the hamstring. So all you have to do, I'm going to stand sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So stand in front of your chair, right? Or in my case, I'm going to stand to the side of it. And all you have to do here is just forward, and then forward fold, hinging from the hips, bend the knees, hinge forward, right? Come all the way down. Bring the fingertips to the floor, and then all to work those hamstrings is press your heels down into the floor. So press your heels down first, like nice and strong enough that you start feeling that the hamstrings engage. Okay, press, and then keep pressing down, and then use not your legs necessarily, your knees, but use your heels to help straighten the legs. So press the heels, and then as you press the heels, straighten the legs. So use the heels to straighten the legs. Okay, you're gonna feel the hamstrings. Once you have your legs straight, keep pressing the heels down nice and strongly so that the hamstrings continue to feel, to be engaged. Take a breath. And slowly bend the knees. Start rolling yourself back up nice and slow. So I roll myself up so that my head is the last thing that comes up. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Whew. Good. All right, so the last pose we're going to do today before we come and close is a pose that if you take a class with me face to face, it's a pose we do like all the time, which is stand and sit. Those especially use the quads, okay? So if you already know the pose, you can sit up. If you don't know the pose, well, let me tell you. Okay, sit at the edge of your chair. Again, sit in that seated mountain pose where your knees are bent 90 degrees, right? Your feet are in line with your knees, and your knees are in line with your hips. Okay, it's simple, right? Seated mountain pose. All right, we're going to practice standing up and sitting down by using our legs, our quads, right? Those are the important parts, and our hips to do the action. Basically, what I don't want you to do is to stand up. I don't want you to just hop up, right? No, you don't want to do that. We want to use everything we've been using, right? Our feet, our shins, our knees, our quads, our hips to do the action, okay? So it's not about how fast you go, it's about how controlled and aware and conscious you are of doing this move. This is really good to get strong and confident in, again, an everyday action that sometimes we take for granted. All right, so sit, right? Knees 90 degrees, hands on top of your laps, and then lean slightly forward, okay? Now, as you lean slightly forward, right, all you have to do is press your feet, use your legs, your quads, hips to stand up. So everything, press down, and then take your time. It's not about going fast. Stand up, okay? Good. Take a breath, and then sit down. So without looking, right, as best you can. The chair hasn't moved, right? You have to trust that the chair is there, right? At first, it can be a little bit daunting, right? You go, oh my God, I'm gonna fall. But that's why we do all this sequencing, right? So that you have confidence in your body to do everyday things like sitting and standing. Okay. All right. Let's do this again. Okay. So again, I'm going to sit comfortably enough, and you have to trust your body. And all these things we've been doing in class, and the things I do normally in my classes in chair yoga, are to help you do everyday things. All right. So again, sit, lean forward, press your feet. Use your legs, use your hips, use your quads, right? Slowly, I'm gonna engage again, I feel like I'm engaging my quads. I stand up, I engage my quads up, right? Those leg muscles up, and I feel nice and strong. Now take a breath, then sit down. So I'm gonna hinge my hips without even looking. I trust my body, right? You have to start learning to trust your body, right? Especially as we start aging, it's harder to trust our body, right? We start getting a little bit right? Unsure about even stuff that we used to take for granted, right? And so practice using this, standing up and sitting down, so that those everyday things, we keep them vital and not lose them. All right, 2 more times. Slightly forward, press your feet, and then use your legs, press your feet, use your quads, your quads are gonna engage when you come up, right? Take a breath, and then again. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, right? Nice and slow. Not about hurrying. It's about using our body, using our muscles to do these actions. Okay, one last time. Hinge forward, press your feet. Use your quads, use your hips, use your everything in the legs, right? Up, come up. right? Take a breath. Then bend the knees, hinge the hips. Again, trust your body. You don't have to, for example, not even looking anywhere. I can sit down. I know the chair is going to be there, obviously, but also know that not only the chair is going to be there, but my body is going to respond and be there for me when I do this. All right, good. All right, sit all the way back to the back of your chair. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Close off your eyes. Good. Right. Bring your hands into prayer. Okay, I want to thank you very much for being here. So take a few breaths here with your eyes closed. Just relax your body. Nice. Good. Right. Take a few more breaths into the body. Right, all together now. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Again, inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Good. One last time. Inhale in. Exhale out. Good. All right, pause here just for a moment with the eyes closed. Good. On your next exhale, slowly open your eyes. All right, I want to thank you for coming and sharing class with me today. Hope you like it. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends. And I really hope that you use this practice really, you can use it almost every day to really help, not only like an all-around body practice, but also to really help focus on those quads and for your everyday life. So hope to see you in the next video. And until then, namaste.